Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Widya Kartika Putri from BK, the 6th semester, English Department, IAIN Palopo. In this video, I will explain about the Romantic period. The Romantic period is a term applied to the literature of approximately the first third of the 19th century. During this time, literature began to move in channels that were not entirely new but were in strong contrast to the standard literary practice of the 18th century. How the word romantic came to be applied to this period is something of a puzzle. Originally, the word was applied to the Latin or Roman dialects used in the Roman provinces, especially France, and to the stories written in these dialects. Romantic is a derivative of Roman, which was borrowed from the French roman in the 16th century. At first, it meant only like the old romances, but gradually it began to carry a certain taint. The word passed from England to France and Germany late in the 17th century and became a critical term for certain poets who scorned and rejected the models of the past. They prided themselves on their freedom from 18th century poetic codes. In Germany especially, the word was used in strong opposition to the term classical. The reaction to the standard literary practice and critical norms of the 18th century occurred in many areas and in varying degrees. The place was taken by imagination, emotion, and individual sensibility. The eccentric and the singular took the place of the accepted conventions of the age. A concentration on the individual and the minute replaced the 18th century insistence on the universal and the general. Individualism replaced objective subject matter. Probably at no other time has the writer used himself as the subject of his literary works to such an extent as during the Romantic period. Writers tend to regard themselves as the most interesting subject for literary creation. Interest in urban life was replaced by an interest in nature, particularly in untamed nature and in solitude. The Romantic writers respond strongly to the impact of new forces, particularly the French Revolution and its promise of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Romantic literature is marked by 6 primary characteristics such as celebration of nature, focus on the individual and spirituality, celebration of isolation and melancholy, interest in the common man, idealization of women, and personification and pathetic fallacy. Then some writers in this period such as William Wordsworth, Lord Byron, Walter Scott, and many more. I think that's all my explanation about the Romantic period. Thank you very much for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.